In this video, we're going to take a look at how to use the TVM Solver to solve problems related to annuities. We are specifically using the TVM Solver from fncalculator.com. This is the one linked in the course, and I just find it the easiest to use. So that's the one I'm going to demonstrate, and that is the one you are allowed to use throughout this course, even on tests and quizzes. There are different types of annuities, but I want to draw your attention to what it said in the course about this and how far we're going to go in terms of the material that we're covering. There are various types of annuities, but in this course, we'll only consider the simple ordinary annuity. That is one where the payment intervals match the compound period and where payments are made at the end of each payment interval. So you'll find certain calculators online, even the one we're looking at, where you can choose when the payment is made. You can have times where the payment interval and the compounding interval don't match. We do not have to worry about that for this course. We're just going to be looking at simple ordinary annuities. I've put together a small worksheet with 3 practice questions, so we're going to work through those together and just make sure we have a feel for how to use the TVM calculator. I'll post a blank copy of the handout if you want to follow along, try it on your own. Otherwise, you can just follow along with the video. So let's take a look. Problem number 1, future value of an annuity. You deposit $250 at the end of every month into an account earning 5.4% annual interest, compounded monthly for 6 years. Describe the future value of the annuity. I always recommend highlighting important numbers as we read the question. So I see 250 at the end of every month. I don't have to worry about that in this course. It'll always be the same, but it is good to notice. We're going to have 5.4% annual interest. There are circumstances where you need to convert your annual interest into like a quarterly interest or a monthly interest, depending on the question. The TVM calculator will take care of that for us. We don't have to worry. But if you're doing manual calculations, watch out for that. Compounded monthly for 6 years. So let's identify the things that we know. Present value is going to be 0 because we're just starting. There's no money in the account right now. We're going to be making a payment of $250 every month. The account is going to earn 5.4% interest. So sometimes we call that APR, annual percentage rate. Sometimes we use the letter I. It's going to depend on the formula you're using, but basically this is just our interest rate. So our annual rate as a percentage is going to be 5.4. Once again, if you're working through this manually and like writing this out in an equation, you might need to convert it into a decimal, so 0.54, but the TVM is going to take care of that for us, so we're just going to leave it as 5.4. The number of periods, that's how many times the interest is going to be calculated. We're told that it's, so here, periods, which sometimes we just represent with the letter N. It's every month for 6 years. So every month for 6 years. So 12 times 6 is going to give us 72. That's our number of periods. And that's all we need. So let's plug the numbers into our TVM solver here. So present value is 0. Payments, so payment amount was 250. Future value, we don't know. That's what we're trying to find out. The question said find the future value of the annuity. Annual rate, we didn't have to change anything, 5.4%. Don't have to convert it to decimal format or divide by 12 or anything. Number of periods we said was 72. And then you're going to want to click the button for what you're trying to find, which in this case was the future value. It is easy with this one to just kind of go straight down, do all your put all your numbers in and accidentally hit reset, and then you have to type it all in again. So just be careful. When you're done, click the button. Don't worry about the negative sign. I'm not entirely sure why it does that. It's just how they have the like equation set up in the back end. The point is, at the end of this period of time, we're going to have an annuity worth $21,202.37. And this is like a word problem, so we should have a concluding statement. So therefore, future value of the annuity is $21,202.37. If you are doing this on a quiz or test, I want you to tell me where you found the answer. I don't mind if you use the TVM solver, but just like put like TVM in brackets or something so I know where the answer came from versus like ChatGPT gave you the answer. Let's move on to our next problem, problem number 2. Let's read through and identify anything important, and then we'll reset the TVM solver and figure it out. So we want to save $18,000 in 4 years by making equal monthly deposits at the end of each month. We don't have to worry about that, but it is important. The account earns 6% annual interest, compounded monthly determine the monthly deposit required. So future value, we want to end up with a value of $18,000. Time period is going to be 4 years, and it's monthly, so 4 times 12 is going to give us 48. The interest rate is going to be 6% annually, and we don't need to convert it to monthly or a decimal or anything like that this time. And we're going to figure out the monthly deposit or the payment amount. So let's head to our TVM solver, reset it, and plug in these numbers. Present value, there's no money in the account yet, so 0. Payments, we don't know, we're going to find that out. Future value, 18,000. Annual rate, 6.0. Periods, 48. Let's click our payments button. There we go. So therefore, monthly deposit of, sorry, this keeps getting cut off. That's my bad. Therefore, monthly deposit of $332.73 is required. And finally, our last question. Long-term savings. An individual deposits $180 at the end of every month into an investment account, earning 4.2% annual interest, compounded monthly for 25 years. Determine the total amount in the account at the end of the 25 years. So we're finding a value in the future, so this is going to be another future value problem. So individual deposits of 180, so the payment amount, $180 each month. The interest rate is 4.2% annually, compounded monthly for 25 years, so 12 times 25. I did this earlier, but I can't remember the number, so let's double check. 12 times 25 is 300. So 300 compounding periods. We're just starting, so present value is going to be 0, and we want to find our future value. How much will we have in the future at the end of the savings? So let's try our TVM solver one more time. Reset, present value is 0. Payments is going to be 180. Future value is what we're trying to find. Annual rate, 4.2%. Number of periods, 300. Click FV to find the future value. And at the end of this investment, we see we're going to have a value of $95,267.17. So therefore, after 25 years, account has a value of $95,267.17. If you have any further questions about annuities, about using the TVM solver, please let me know, and I will be happy to respond and help you out.